Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Will Cashin, aka White Trash Willie, and today I'm going to teach all of you guys who don't know how to hit a box jump and don't know how to jump over crap. I'm going to teach you how to do it. Basically, I was a rider who didn't know how to jump a box, who didn't really know how to nair a quarter pipe, who really didn't know how to ride transition. So I'm going to teach you ways that like little steps that I learned on being more confident when jumping box jumps to make it a little bit less confusing, a little bit more easy. So let's get into it. So before you guys say, why isn't Clayton teaching this tutorial? Or isn't Clayton the one that's good at riding boxes and tranny? Yes, Clayton is the one that's good at riding tranny and boxes. But I have had to learn how to ride boxes and tranny more recently than he has, and I'm more of a beginner into it. So I feel like I'll be able to provide more of beginner insight information that you kind of forget about later on, the more after you ride it. So basically what I'm going to teach you is how to go over box jumps, and the most important thing behind that, and the most important thing behind going over to box jumps and landing into tranny and everything, the most important thing, hands down, about doing anything is mindset. Mindset is the most important thing. If you think that you can do a trick, even if you don't actually think you can do it, if you believe that you can do it, you have such a better chance of doing it compared to thinking that you don't have it and just sending it right off the bat. That's confidence, but it's mostly just mindset. If you go into a trick thinking that you have it, you're gonna have a better chance of landing it than if you don't. So that's the main thing that I've had to learn and overcome, is because when I first started to ride box jumps and tranny, I was just very unconfident with my riding. I felt like me personally, Will Cashin, was unable to jump over box jumps. I just felt like I was just unable to learn it. But the more and more that I started to do it, the more and more that I gained confidence, and I realized that hey, anyone can jump over box jumps. Hey, anyone can be good at this. It's really just how much practice you put into it. And that's the thing that you have to realize. There is people riding these crazy, doing all these crazy jumps and all these crazy tricks and everything, but you just gotta realize they've been doing it longer than you have. Whenever I watch little Jordan Robles or Dominic Trone jumping over these big ass jumps, I always think man, these kids are 8 years old and they're doing these crazy tricks. But you just gotta realize they've been doing it for longer, and that's just what they feel comfortable with. So the most important thing, the thing that I need to stress to you guys, is that it is all mindset. It's all just knowing that if you put time into it, you will learn it. You just gotta know that. And let's get to learning it right now. Wow.
Okay, so if you want to learn how to jump boxes, you always got to keep your speed up and just keep pumping. Use your strength to just push off the jump. Just don't stop. That's mainly the key to doing boxes.
Yes, Domo.
All right. So like what Domo was saying, he said actually a very important thing, which is keeping up your speed. When I first learned how to jump box jumps, I was always really scared about going fast, and I was scared to go land in the jump with as much speed as I had taking off. Just the idea of that intimidating me. So before I even went off the jump, I was already scared. So the most important thing is, if you the more consistent your speed is, the safer you're gonna be. So if you start a jump with a certain amount of speed, you wanna land with the same amount of speed going into it. So that way it just feels better, the trick looks better, and it's just overall a nicer feeling. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I would.
Another thing that Domo said that's very important is pumping. Right now, I'm gonna teach you how to pump, and that's a very, very, very crucial thing in learning how to jump into box jumps. So let's get to it. Alright guys, so right now we're gonna learn how to pump. Pumping is something for a lot of people that's a natural, easy thing, but for a lot of other people, it's something that doesn't seem quite so obvious, like myself. Pumping took me a while to learn and to actually get good. Another thing that's important to realize about pumping is you're gonna need to do it all of the time. It's not just something you learn and then just kind of forget about. It's something that you just need to always do. Alright, so I'm at the top of the ramp right now, and I'm about to drop into this first bank. Now, pumping is something you should do on literally every ramp you can. It just gives you maximum speed, and it's just a good habit to get into, pumping around. It makes your riding look better, it makes you look more flowy. It's just an all-around good thing. Alright, so I'm going to start this real quick. And right now, I'm going to drop in, and as you can see right there, I'm super crouched over, and this is the first step in pumping, is when you're going down the ramp, you want to be putting as much force down as you can, so that way you're pushing into the ramp as hard as you can, and you're actually pushing more momentum into yourself. You're basically making yourself weigh more by pushing down on the ramp, which gives you more momentum, because the more something weighs, the faster it falls. Just get down to the ground and put force into it. So next, when you go up a ramp, you basically want to do exactly the opposite of what you did going down a ramp. You want to basically extend your legs fully, so that way you're almost jumping over the uphill. Now, you're not literally jumping up it,
you're just kind of like gliding over the uphill, so that way you can push as hard down into the downhill and get as much speed as possible. So watch my legs as I go over each one of these things. I'm just going to be extending, I'm going to be pushing down on the downhills and extending up on the uphills. So once you have the basic concept on how to pump over rollers and banks and whatever you have at your local skate park, another good place to practice pumping is actually a half pipe or a vert ramp. So I'm going to meet you over there right now. Alright, so right now I'm at the bottom of the half pipe, and basically all that you're trying to accomplish when you pump a half pipe is to push down on the downhills, and right as you're going up the ramp, put pressure into it. So it's a little bit more tricky, but if you understand this concept of pumping up and down in a half pipe and actually just do it for yourself and experience what it feels like, it'll really help you when you go to jump box jumps.
It's like this, into the ground, into the ground, into the ground.
As you can see, when I go up and down, I tell you when to push down. So just notice when I push down, that's when I'm pushing down the most amount of effort.
Into the ground, into the ground, into the ground.
Yeah.
Into the ground.
Alright, so now we're back at Skater Cross. Right now, I'm about to approach my first quote-unquote box jump. All this is basically a roller gap, and as you can see right now, my legs are super crouched. And this is basically the first step at approaching a box jump, making sure your knees are bent. And as you can see, as I'm going up, you can see that my legs are extending and I'm almost bunny hopping at the top of the lip. This is important, and this helps you actually push through a ramp, because when you're jumping at the top of the ramp, you're using your maximum amount of body effort to get over it. Here I go, going over, and as I'm in the air, I'm getting ready, I'm preparing my legs to push down into the next ramp. So right now I'm actually preloading to push as much effort into the next ramp, so that way I can maintain my speed going up to the ramp and leaving it. So the reason that I want to push down into the next ramp is if you don't push down, you'll actually leave the box jump with less speed than you got. So when you pump down and preload into the landing, you're getting more speed out of the box jump than you originally gained. So it's almost like you never went uphill at all. It's only ever going down the downhill. And I'm landing, and as you can see when I'm landing, my knees are bent and I'm basically pushing down with as much effort as I can into the ramp. So on this next jump, it's basically the exact same thing of what I just said before. My legs are bent approaching it, and as I go up, I'm going to extend them. Right here, my legs are extended, and I'm going over the jump. Now, when I'm going in the air, basically all I'm going to do is preload and push down into the next jump. And as you can see, I'm going up the ramp, my legs are bent, and now I'm extending my legs, getting ready to preload, and then push as hard as I can into the landing. And basically, that's all you need to do to jump a box jump. I'm going to show you a few more times of actually just jumping a box jump.
Hey guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video learning how to ride transition. If you guys want to see more related videos like this, or even want to see more related videos like this, just comment down below on what you guys want to see. If you guys want to see Clayton teach rails or Clayton teach grinds, I think that'd be kind of cool because he's more of a beginner at that kind of stuff, and maybe he'd provide more inside information. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, like it, do whatever you think is necessary. It's your opinion, use it wisely. Alright, I'll catch you later guys. Peace out, see you tomorrow.
Dominic, do it, Bri.
Bri.
Ooh.
Hey.
You brought out the creeper lens.
That skateboard looks kind of lame though. It's only cool if you can backflip on it.
Okay.
Go, guess. All right.